there, partner.
Wow. Mike Chiggity, check. Check. Agile. Get in here, Jim.
Oh.
Jimmy Riley.
Josh Landers. I guess we got to start that way, even in person, with our first in-person podcast with us, too. What the fuck is up, my dude?
Dude, we're back. First time in person, feeling good. This is the sickest. First shout out needs to go to Xavier De La Rocha for hosting us here. You know, I won't give out the specifics, but we're located at a remote location in the Dub.
Not trying to dox X.
Dub G, yeah, we're not doxing X or anything like that, but
yes, thank
wonderful,
you very much.
wonderful, lovely setup that we got here, and it honestly feels so good to be in person, Joe.
It does. It feels like where we started from back in the old sesh room at Johnston Ave, but
I tell you what,
finally with the mics in front of us.
feels good, man.
Yeah,
Feels good. I feel like we should have a bong right here on the coffee table. Potentially, you know.
if we're really going back to the old days. But no, what the hell have you been up to? Like you said, 2 weeks. We always say 2 weeks is just long enough to accumulate some stories and do some stuff.
Well, I'm a year older than I was last time you talked to me, so I had a birthday celebration.
And let me just say, let me stop you there. I forgot to text you on your birthday. That's 100%. I mean, bad podcasting partner.
You know, I can't lie, Jim. I did notice because I figured if there was anyone in my life that never misses that birthday text, it's Jimmy Riley. So I was like, I wonder what's going on. But of course, you accumulate enough goodwill over the years. You get 26 in a row. You miss the 27th. And in my opinion, the belated happy birthday is just as good as a happy birthday. Like, I actually kind of like it better because everyone's hitting you with happy birthdays on your birthday. You want to stand out from the crowd. Be like, hey, I know you were a busy guy yesterday, but today I just want to remind you that it was your birthday.
It's your birthday and happy birthday. Yeah, I was driving to LA, totally forgot, and
classic.
No excuses. As I used to like, no excuses. Hand up, that's on me.
It's my bad.
But what did you get into for the old 2-7? That's
so.
I mean, you're officially at the part of your life where if you die in this next year,
27.
Not cool, but 27 Club is. Yeah. Kind of sick.
I had to toss out all the white lighters in my house as soon as I turned 27. I said, we're not using white lighters for the next 365 days. But no, we were up in LA. I went up to LA. It was Jason's birthday as well, as I think you may know.
That's right. Yes.
We went up to Santa Monica. We partied hard. I was with, go ahead.
So Jason's was a 90s party. We kind of went over it last podcast with Todd, and shout out, I don't know who set up the ambiance, but the N64 laying around. Like, there was a lot of...
Oh, that wasn't even ambiance. That's just always there, my boy.
Oh, really?
He's just a classic man, just a throwback.
Very sick. But what was your 90s getup?
Well, bro, so I didn't have much 90s. I had a Volcom shirt.
Wow, that's sick. There's still a Vulcan place up in Reno. I used to frequent when I was over there.
But it was like tiny logo. It was like just the smallest little logo over, so no one would ever notice. X hooked me up with a bucket hat.
Nice.
So that's kind of what I ended up rocking with. I was rocking the bucket. X had the braids, the cornrows going.
I saw.
He had
so
the fucking
sick.
Barry Bonds hanging earring. Todd shows up last night, by the way, wearing a hanging earring. And I go, Todd, I didn't know it was 90s night again. What we doing?
And that's for real. I mean, we've all told him it's not a great look, but do you think he knows that that's not the best? I mean, it's Todd. He's going to do what he wants.
Well, here's the thing. If you're Michael Jordan,
you can rock a Hitler stash in a Hanes commercial. Yes.
Bingo. You can rock a Hitler stash and it looks good, right? And I think Todd, Air Meek, in his inner monologue, thinks that he's the Michael Jordan of Willow Glen or the Michael Jordan of San Jose. He thinks he's better than Michael Jordan, maybe one-on-one. So, I mean, I think from Todd's mindset, he's thinking, I'm that guy, and this is what that guy can get away with wearing.
That's fair. And you know what? I think he does.
They
made towels that said Todd is God when he was in high school. There's no doubt he doesn't think he's Michael Jordan.
Well, we can't let
Christ himself.
We can't let the Michael Jordan of Willow Glen get too much fucking pub on this pod right now without getting called out. There's some grievances that need to be aired. Wow. So it's the birthday celebration. We're at this nice Italian restaurant in Santa Monica. We have a beautiful foreign waitress. She might have been Italian herself. Just rubbing Jason's back, just pulling out all the stops in flirtation with the birthday boy, right?
Jay Roach, it's always Jay Roach too. You should see it coming at this point. I don't want to dick ride Jay right now, but it's like
the girls want him.
At Todd's party, it was the bartender flirting with Jay Roach. Exactly. So you got to see this coming.
And he was a former bartender, so it makes sense. Maybe it's the service industry connection. Maybe it's the delts. I don't know what it is. Sure, but that's just a small detail of the story. We have a minimum payment set up. So the dinner's going to cost at least X amount of dollars, right? Mm-hmm. So at this point, it's a pizza party.
Right, you're just getting...
They're passing out menus. I'm looking at the menu, what I'm going to get. Waitress comes. Jay says, let's have 8 pizzas. One of each type shit. Okay, that. Cool. Pizzas go out. We're eating all the pizzas. Everyone's like, geez, that was so good. I'm so full. We didn't even finish. Waitress comes back. Jay goes, let's do that again. 8 more pizzas. Just switch it to the different table. So we're in full pizza party mode. At a certain point, we're done eating. Everyone's full. And there's 2 separate tables at this point. So they didn't do us, what's the Jesus one? Last Supper style?
The Last Supper, big long.
They didn't do that. They separated, divided, and conquered, which is kind of unfortunate for a group dinner because it's like...
How many people were there?
What, 10, 12, something like that? 16.
Okay.
All right, two big tables.
Right.
And we were super obnoxious. They put us all the way in the back, and we were so loud, so obnoxious.
You got to see that coming.
In all the right ways, though. In all the right ways. Good energy. We were bringing the vibes up. There was a family dinner happening next to us. They weren't a fan of that.
Yeah, I bet.
At a certain point, waitress comes out with 8 shots for the Todd table.
Oh no.
Me and X are looking around like, did this guy just order shots for one table? And both of the birthday boys are sitting at the other table?
Right.
What's going on here? So there's a call out happening, a little chirping happening. I just wanted to put that on the trough on the record because I saw it unfold in front of my eyes and I just thought, now, God, what a classic moment. Todd's embarrassed. He's looking around. He's making up excuses. Yes. He goes, oh, there's a minimum. He goes, yeah, so order for the whole table. My guy.
That's tough. Now, were you guys close to the minimum? Were those 8 shots like what put you at the minimum? And like,
I don't know.
I could see it if it put you at like a not a penny over, you know what I mean? Not a penny more situation where it was like a $2,000.
Is that not even worse?
I get
that you're using the last dollars for the table on the shot. I think either way, it's like you just give a little shout to the other table. Hey, shots, because we were down.
If you're all throwing for it, or I don't know what the situation is, but like, it's. I don't know. I don't want to say that's something Todd would do, but I could have told you something like that was gonna unfold. Unfortunately,
all in all. Great dinner. We take a nice group photo. Sure. The cake comes out. We sing happy birthday. Cake never gets cut. We're all sitting there looking at the cake. We're going to cut this thing? I would love to buy a cake. Nope. We boxed that right up, put it at the house for Jason.
Was that your choice or is that the
No, I'm just saying choice? Usually, I don't know. It must have been Jason's choice, but usually you sing happy birthday.
And it's right.
And then we cut the cakes, right? So we had to enjoy that the day after. But all in all, that went great. Later that night, we went out to this club, the Bungalow.
The Bungalow. Ooh,
if you know, you know. But
I don't know.
But it was set up as if it was like the party after prom at Stifler's. Wow. So the bar is set up like a backyard house party, but also you're allowed to go inside the house.
That's kind of...
You see what I'm saying? So there's like a bar set up in this, like, it looks like someone's like, what do they call it? Man cave. You know how someone has like a cave in the back? They got like a pool room, that type of thing. Cool setup. I don't know if there's anything too memorable from that.
What was I going to say? Fuck.
We went out with the whole squad. Tay Meek's there. Todd Meek's there.
Tay Meek was there. I forgot Tay Meek was there. Did anyone get plastered? Anyone have to be helped out that night?
I don't think so. Me and Jay Roach's roommate. Jay Roach has a roommate. His name's Chris or Kit. Shout out Kit. Every time I'm in Santa Monica, this guy always comes out with us. Apparently, he has a girlfriend. I don't think she's a listener to the pod. Nothing crazy happened, but it's to the point where I feel like he feels a little freedom, when he's away from his girl, and he's like feeling good, like he could live a little bit. Nice. So like we're out at the bar. He's kind of like the quiet type. He's like, let's go do a lap, let's go do a lap.
A lap.
Yeah. So we go and do a lap, and then they run into people that they know, yada yada. Turns out I'm like, all right, It's almost 1 o'clock right now, 1:30. I'm heading home. I'm going back to the Airbnb. Go back to the Airbnb, locked, no key. All right, I'm coming back to Jason's. Go back to Jason's. Everyone's ready for bed. So it was kind of a fucked up setup for me, timing wise. Mm-hmm. But overall, great Friday night.
That's sick though. Kit seems like one of those guys that
Berkeley alum,
wow.
right? Yeah. No. Okay. We got fact checker here. That's it. Jamie?
Yeah, we got our young Jamie, a young ex.
Dude, it feels good, man. It feels good.
Getting the yes or no. Kid seems like one of those guys. Maybe he just needs to break up with this girl. Let his wings flap a little. I don't know, man.
Maybe, man. Maybe. Girlfriend situations are tough, you know? We actually have...
What's your situation? Are you...
I'm single as a Pringle, man. Yeah, single as a Pringle.
That's what I thought.
It has not changed. I mean, I did go on a date last night.
Wow.
How was that? Yeah, it was a good time. You know, we went and saw a movie, the Holdovers.
Ooh,
in theaters right now.
I did see the Holdovers.
You saw the Holdovers? Yes. We do a Holdovers movie review?
I'm down. Tell me Paul Giamatti is not the best sad sack of shit. He's the main guy, the older guy. He plays a sad sack in every movie, and it's so good. I mean, even Fred Claus, he plays Santa Claus. Yep. He's just a fucking downer.
He's the best at being miserable.
Yeah,
for sure.
Great.
The lazy eye really pulled it all together in that film.
It was weird.
He's like, which eye do I look at?
Which one is this one?
That was like his final line. That was the best.
What did you think of the Holdovers? Not that you watched that.
Oh, it was a good movie, not great movie. I think it was easily watchable, kind of good Christmas vibe. Yeah, right? Like it's like Christmas themed movie.
Exactly. Yeah, probably wouldn't rewatch it though. That's kind of how I felt. I was like, I'll watch it once.
And felt like they were trying to like recreate all those classic like boarding school movies or like high school,
even the
old
way
school
it's
movies.
Shot is like it seems like on a, I don't know if it's what the camera deal is, but like I don't know. It feels old school.
It's like Revenge of the Nerds meets School Ties meets fucking all those fucking like movies, which School Ties is my favorite. And I feel like aesthetically, the campus, the setup was kind of like old the same
and
same old thing.
Yeah. Decent. So what else? How the date goes? So you go to the movies.
So I was supposed to get picked up at 6.
And she's picking you up?
And she's picking me up because I don't got a car, right? And she drove a long way. She came from the East Bay to come pick me up, right? So means a lot, right? She brought me flowers. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say this is fucked up.
So we go. She's running super late. The movie's at 7:45. We're supposed to go dinner and a movie. All right. She picks me up at like 7 from trivia night because I had to roll with the boys because she's running late, right? No big deal. We go to the movie theater directly. There's like a nice little Italian restaurant right next door. I'm like, let's just pick up the food, take it to go, sneak it into the theater. You know, old school. So we go.
Romantic.
We place our order, whatever. We sit down at the bar while we're waiting. Nicest old like Italian woman, like classic, like almost remind me of like a La Villa worker, like is working there. She's talking with us, all this stuff. She brings us some shots because she finds out it's like my birthday-ish, you know? Shot of tequila, shot of vodka, that type of thing. A takeout order comes, a DoorDasher comes in. She goes, who's this for? Yeah, Michelle, okay. Drops the pizza face down.
Your guys' is?
No, the DoorDashers. Drops it off the counter. Now it's on the ground. She has to pick it up. They have to like make a new one. She brings us over the pizza. She's like, you want any of this right here? The best. It's just the best, like kind of comical.
Oh, so it didn't get ruined. It was still in the box?
You could deliver it. Like the cheese is everywhere, that type of thing.
Justin Bruce would have delivered it is what you're telling me. He's not waiting around to fucking get another pizza going.
Was there an inside joke there? I don't know.
He would routinely take people's fries when he was DoorDash. Back in the old day before they would seal them, they would be in the bag and he would just like take 1 or 2 fries or I've heard of people like it's a shake, you drink out of the side of the shake so you don't use the straw, and then it's like, dude, it's so bad. I will, for that reason alone, I don't use DoorDash or delivery services. I'm like, who fucking knows? Sorry, but go on.
No, it's a fine line. How many fries can you take before they notice?
Exactly.
Maybe the ones that are in the bag outside.
And then you start shaking the box a little bit to knock some more out. You're like,
they're not in the box.
They're in the bag.
Cool. We get into the movie. Mm-hmm. All good. Yada yada. This is the part of the story comes good. She comes back. She drops me back off at Goosetown so I could meet up with the rest of the boys.
Were you able to sneak the food into the movie?
We were, yeah.
Oh wow. No issues. No one.
What I did is I took the hoodie off. Oh, and I hold the bag like this around the hood, like the hoodie's around the bag, like the handle's right in the hood here. It looks like I'm just carrying my hoodie, you know?
That's hilarious. But yes, I see.
Yes.
Nice. Good move.
Okay, right. We're chilling in the parking lot, just hanging out before she takes off or anything, and she goes, I think someone's doing coke in the car next to us. I look over. I know the person. That's all I'll say.
A friendly face.
A friendly face. That's all I'll say. So it's good to be back in Willow Glen, man, where everyone knows your name. You know, you know the guy doing coke in the parking lot. You know, like it's good to know that guy, right? Like it's different than being in a different city. You might have been scared. You know, you might have been thrown off. But that's pretty much the story of the night. Although the story's really not over. I think I have to tell the whole thing.
Well, tell the whole thing.
The whole story. So later that night, we come back. And one of the people we're with gets a phone call from like an ex of his, or like, you know, a lady friend of his.
Right.
Like, oh, you
an ex of his. It's Thanksgiving week, and that's what it's all about.
You know the vibes.
You
know,
hate to see
and
it,
it's like you guys should all come over. And let's keep this party going. Let's keep drinking. So we go, all right, let's do it. We go over there. And the one, like his friend, could not have given me worse vibes if she wanted to.
Really? The one that invited you?
Like, it was bad vibes, but good vibes, right? Like, she would say something, and I would just, like, look, and she'd be like, shut the fuck up, you know? Or be like, you know? Like,
do you know her previously?
No. Yeah, no. And just immediately roasting me, just going off on me to the point where it's just hilarious.
That's what I mean. I feel like it's almost like the coach's mentality, right? When she stops paying attention to you, that's when you got an issue. It's like her giving you shit.
And we're in her home, right? So she's like, don't be disrespectful. This is my house, all that. So I'm just like, or don't be rude, all that stuff. So I'm like, at first I'm like, oh, like, I didn't mean to be rude at all. Like, I'd like to apologize for being rude at all. Like, I didn't mean that at all. This is your home. I totally respect it. And then it just kept on going and going and going and going. So I was just like, this is ridiculous. I end up falling asleep on the couch.
There?
Yeah. And, you know, the
So
rest is history.
are you carless this weekend? Did you fly
I'm
in?
carless. I drove in with a young KB.
Oh, that's right.
Road tripped it.
Wow. Cue dramatic music. PSA, nice fart. It's not a bird. It's not a plane. It's a ball trimmer sent from outer space. Gentlemen, our friends over at Manscaped have the below-the-waist grooming experience like none other with their brand-new Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. Featuring the Lawnmower 5.0, we're talking about next-generation trimmer with interchangeable blade heads for whatever shave your mind can imagine. Upgrade your grooming game to the Ultra Sphere this year by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with code Trough. High tech for low places, Manscaped.
I tell you what, Manscaped has helped my personal confidence tremendously. Used to go to the barbershop try and explain what type of haircut I want. These days, just give myself a good old fade, a good old Manscaped fade.
Wow.
AI is cool, but I think this might be the biggest technology advancement the world has ever seen. Every man knows how scary it could be when going for a close shave below the belt. That's why I trust Manscaped for all my sensitive areas. Inside this package, you'll find the star of the show, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. Their 5th-generation trimmer features 2 interchangeable next-gen skin-safe blade heads, a standard one for taking a little off the top, and a new foil blade to go smooth wherever your heart desires. We also have a dual LED spotlights to provide contrast on multiple skin tones, 3-length setting combs, and oh, did I mention this trimmer is waterproof?
What?
Take it in the shower with you. Also, we got the Weed Whacker 2.0 ear and nose hair trimmer. I love this one. Crop Preserver ball deodorant. Use it. Crop Smooth toner every day. And 2 free gifts. The Weed Whacker 2.0 also features skin-safe technology, which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate holes. Seal the deal with Manscaped's liquid formulas, the Crop Soother Aftershave Lotion, and the Crop Preserver Anti-Chafe Ball Deodorant. Once they touch your sack, you'll never go back. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts for their Performance Package 5.0. The Manscaped Boxers 2.0 and the Shed 2.0 travel bag, which I brought with me here to San Jose.
Wow.
Bring your travel and comfort game to another level.
That is 20% off plus free shipping with code Trough at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with code Trough at manscaped.com. That's twice. I can promise you've never seen a ball trimmer look like a spaceship. Get yours today from our friends at Manscaped.
Shave your balls.
speaking of road trips, that's why I missed your birthday. I was road tripping down to L.A., calling me Padre. So we...
what was that trip about?
So we went down there for... It's like every 3 years we go down there. We go to Disneyland with my mom's family.
Oh, yeah?
And there's like 50 of us. And so it's used to be like we go down there with my grandma. We all wear matching shirts.
Family reunion.
Days. Yeah, it's
at the family reunion. Who we introducing? Who we introduce? Come on.
This my brother Josh. I don't know. Wow, now nothing better.
Did they invent that, by the way? I was having this conversation with my mom.
You were talking to your mom about the family reunion?
Well, I started singing, like, she said something, I was like, at the family and she's like, what's that? I'm like, oh, I thought, like, everyone knew that.
No, it might be Wild 'N Out. I mean, Nick Cannon's been famous, and Wild 'N Out's been going since we were so young that it could have just been already in the lexicon. But Tay Meek, you can get Tay Meek fired up with some, if you just go... At the family reunion. Oh, he loves it.
No, Tay Meek's the best. I mean, I didn't know if I was going to have to drop this on this pod, but I think the results are in on the best Meeker brother. I think the results...
You're going to twist my arm like this on here? You can say
I'm just going to say, you know, as of now, you know how Dion ranks his kids?
Yes.
And it's like...
I love this.
You know, where it's like, you know, like, they're subject to change. Right. Like, just because you're my favorite right now doesn't mean you'll always be my favorite, but I got to say, man... Tay Meek by a mile, man. Tay Meek's the fucking Meeker goat. And I tell you what, I asked Todd and I asked Taylor. They were both sitting right here. I said, one free throw, you make it, you get $10 million, or you could make 1 out of 2 and you get $1 million.
Tay Meek said,
Todd Meek said, give me 1 out of 2. Tay Meek without hesitation said, 1 shot. And the guy's a fucking killer.
The crazy thing is, you get the mix of the two is Boog, who'd say, give me 1 shot, knowing he needs the 2. You know what I mean? He's like, fuck it. He's got all the confidence in the world, but he's like, give me that 1 shot.
Meanwhile, Trav's like, give me the ball, dunks from the free throw line.
Trav was always the best athlete.
Best athlete.
I don't know if I told this on here, but we used to go over there for Easter, and one day we pull up, and we're probably 7, 8 years old, and Travis is in the driveway, just has Tay Meek by the head, just smashing his head into the ground, like manhandling. It was right when he was like at peak gymnastics, so he was fucking so strong, dude. And he
gymnastic strength,
crazy. But yeah, Trav jumps out of the gym, volleyball stud.
We got off track though. Your family reunion.
I want to bring up one more thing about the Meekers, because this is another thing that
this is the airing out of the grievances of the Meekers.
It's not even grievances. This is, I have a theory on why your rankings are the way they are.
Okay.
And I've been bringing this up for years. That group knows about it. I call it the gas leak hypothesis. Now, there was a gas leak, my hypothesis, at the Meekers' house. Travis and Taylor's house, or room, is nearest to the front door, away from Todd and Boogie's and the parents. I think something in between the 2 back rooms, gas leak, really might have messed up Todd and Boog growing up. And
the gas leak messed with their mental development.
And that's why Tay and Trav are, I don't want to say superior. I mean, I'm doing a podcast with Todd and Turner.
They're the sharper tools. They're the sharper tools in the shed. Let's not kid ourselves.
But that's what I always tell Todd. Every time Todd and Boog do something stupid, I'm like, gas leak hypothesis, baby. You never know.
That's the best.
Yeah, the best. I love fucking with those guys. As you can tell, we've been friends for far longer than I've been alive. But we got off track. So we go Disneyland every few years. Grandma didn't make it this year. Everyone was pressing her for like the last 6 months. Like, oh, you gotta go. Decline in health. She was like, I don't think I can do it. She doesn't want to sit in a wheelchair all day. It's like there's 50 people there that will.
Once you go, you can't just leave.
Exactly. And we'll take turns pushing. You know what I mean? It's not like it'll be a non-issue, but whatever. She does her as she's done for the last 90 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
independent woman.
Exactly. Literally. So you leave her alone, and me and my dad end up driving down. So my plan was originally drive down by myself.
No Mike?
Go down to Mikey. He's flying down. So we all went down at separate times.
He's bougie. He's a Tesla owner. Yeah, I got you.
It was a shit show. Yeah. So it's fucking Tesla owner. What a bitch. What a bitch. Even though I was the one that convinced him to get it. So sick. They are sick. I love driving in. I'm not having one though.
Yeah.
So we take the drive down, and I was gonna drive myself so I could go down to San Diego afterwards, spend a day. But I was like, fucking you're coming home. That's the reason I wanted to go was do a podcast, obviously hang out. But it was like a 1 day or so. It's like, fuck it, I'll just go with him. And God, we haven't done a road trip, me and him, in a long time.
Oh yeah,
it was something. So we
talk music
driving.
choice. Yeah, talk music choice. So, talk convo topics.
No music. At first, we're in Mikey's old car. It's a Ford Escape. It's the most reliable car in the family as of right now. I mean,
absolutely.
We have a 2-seater truck with like crank windows. That's all reliable.
Old faithful. Yep.
We're not taking that on a road trip. Not comfortable. So we take Mikey's car, and it's got fucking Bluetooth everything. It doesn't have just an aux cord where you can plug in and play. You
got to connect. Too many devices.
Exactly. I have an iPhone 6. So I'm still living in the phone jack era. Like
it says iPhone.
Literally,
right?
it's crazy. So me and him are fumbling through that like two fucking idiots at 6 a.m. across 152, dangerous ass road, trying to get it to connect. But anyways, we decide on, I don't know what, it was the shittiest audiobook I have ever listened to. It was something about like
your choice or your dad's?
It was his.
Yeah.
We were fumbling through what he had downloaded, and something to do with like
going through a 60-plus-year-old man's downloads. I don't even want to see it.
It was a lot of mental side of golf, like that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Fucking how to putt, like shit like that, where you can just throw it in and get mentally prepared for a round. But we decided it was like this book about wine, and it's like all about fake wine and. I don't know. It was
the Somalians. Yeah.
Sommeliers. The Somalians still Captain Phillips' boat. But yeah, no, so it's about the whole thing. But I thought it was going to be, I've seen this documentary, or I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Sour Grapes. It's about like this, I think he's a Thai guy, but he like fakes really expensive wine. So he like makes blends of like half of like just like a $5 wine, but then he adds like dirt in it. He adds like different elements to it to make it taste like a $2 million bottle of wine. Ends up getting fucked. He sends a bottle, or he sells a bottle to like the Koch brothers, who are billionaires. They get it tested and they're like, no, this is fake. So I thought that's what the book was going to be about. So it was juice. Ended up being literally just about wine. I was like, I don't drink. I don't give a fuck about this.
Absolutely.
So we go and we're listening to it, and we get about halfway in, and he's like, "Oh, do you want to drive?" And I'm like, "Sure, I'll take a stab." And driving with your dad's always a fucking gamble. You're never doing anything right. It's like holding the flashlight while they're working on something. You're never doing it right. It's always fucked. So especially with my dad, he's got a
particular way.
Yeah, and he used to teach driver's ed in like the 90s, and so he thinks. That's how it's like shit's changed, buddy. It's been 30 years. But so we stop at this random place, whatever, and I hop in the driver's seat, and he goes, or I forget which one of us. One of us has the idea of Taco Bell drive-thru. It's like 8 a.m. at this point, and I'm like, oh, this is a bad idea, but fuck it. I haven't had the breakfast tacos. Pete Davidson's promoting them. I'm a Pete Davidson guy. Let's
Devontae
go.
Adams. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Let's fucking go. So, we pull into the drive-thru and they're closed, and I'm like, probably a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Not the worst thing in the world. But as I'm leaving the drive-thru, all the power steering in the car is gone, like completely. And I'm sitting there cranking the fucking wheel just to get it out of the drive-thru. And I turn to my dad, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, not like freaking out, but like, I don't know what's going on. Like, and he's thinking like, you're a fucking idiot.
You're fucking this up. Yeah.
Exactly. Like I
this
just
is your fault.
drove this car. Everything was fine. And so I was like, I put it in park. I was like, hop in. I was like, you need to see this. So he hops in, and then it starts doing it for him. I was like, thank fucking God. Like, no on my luck. It would have stopped.
Yes, absolutely.
And so we're like, what do we do? And so it was like, okay, we need power steering fluid. And this is like 8 a.m. Me and him.
Middle of nowhere.
Exactly.
Like,
middle of
highway road.
Me and him, we have a good relationship, but it's a high velocity. We're fucking.
It could get testy.
We're back and forth, but then everything's fine. Like seconds later, it never hangs over. So we're like kind of going back and forth. He's like, did you look it up? I'm like, I'm fucking looking it up. Like, what do you want from me? Like, because we're trying to figure out where to put the power steering fluid. it literally sitting there, and you can like
this is your job, Dad. Like, you're supposed to be the one that saves the day.
Dad. But there's all these like truckers pulling into this stuff. Like, kind of like I can see them looking at us, and I'm like, motherfucker, like getting pissed off. I am. And so I finally go to the handbook in the car, which I should have done from the start, and it. In bold says, there is no power steering fluid needed for this car. It is all electric. And now I'm like, now we're fucked. I don't know what's going on, but like now it is an issue. And then we turned the car back on and it worked right away.
I was literally about to say, did you turn it off and turn it back on?
I literally, how dumb is that?
The IT god.
I didn't even think of translating an IT fix issue over to a car, but I was like, obviously must be electric at this point. Let's see if we can get some juice to it. Worked right away.
That happens to me sometimes. Like my power steering will shut off and I'll be like, what's going on? And I just turn it on and turn it back on.
And I don't know why I didn't think of it. It's so frustrating though, because then I'm like back in the driver's seat and I'm like fucking pissed off, trying not to speed with my dad in the car, but I'm like, like, get a nice good merge onto the fucking freeway, pedal to the metal. I was like, okay, got it out there. But then I was like an hour and I'm driving, like my eyes, like I could not open them. I felt like I was going like blind. Didn't have sunglasses on, and I had LASIK fucking a year ago at this point. Yeah. And so my eyes get like super sensitive to light, and like I felt like I was like gonna cry. Like it was the weirdest thing, but I was like, Dad, I hate to do this, but I gotta tap out. And so the whole time he's like, you fucking pussy. Yeah, he's like, you're such a bitch. He's like, I'll drive. He's like, yeah, that's right. I'll drive 5 of the 6 hours, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, God damn it. I was like, no, I was like, I just have LASIK, dickhead, like fuck off. And so going back and forth, and then we're in LA and he's got this sick. So Mr. Gray, the guy he took care of, just passed away. He's got this sick like traveling bar cart. It's like a briefcase made for fists. So it's got slots for 3 fists you can store. It's got shot glasses.
Oh, okay.
It's sick. It's like the perfect little hotel setup for a bar. And my dad just got him on a socket. So he's like, look for a Bevmo. I'm like, okay, sounds good. So we're driving like on the 5. So I pull up a Bevmo and like, I don't know LA, so I'm just whatever, go to it. Ends up being right off the Sunset Strip, right in the middle of dog shit like Hollywood. I'm like, God damn it.
The worst.
It was so it added like an hour to the trip. But yeah, we end up I'll cut to the way back drive home. We end up listening to Steve Kerr audiobook. Much better time.
Oh, I bet.
Great book.
He got into his childhood about his dad and all that?
Yeah, about Beirut, the whole shit. It's really crazy. And like the whole time.
My number one pick from the NBA head coach's lake house. That
been our first draft.
Yeah. I can't believe that was the first draft.
So sick. We need to do more of those.
So niche, yeah.
But so, yeah. And like the whole time, like Steve Kerr, we know he talks about gun violence and all this now. Cause I mean, probably because of that. But I like, it seemed he should be more talking about like meddling in other countries. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't just gun violence. Like, why was your dad in Beirut? I know he was a teacher, and I know he was doing a lot of this.
He was like the head of something, right?
Yeah. And then there was a terrorist group that killed him, obviously. But it's like, I don't know. Maybe we should talk about.
Maybe your dad was there representing Western interests, and there were other interests.
CIA. Maybe it was an asset. I don't know. You never know.
I wouldn't be shocked. So that could be a fucking draft that we do, like secret CIA operatives. Oh, like people who are like just in the public, but definitely are for the CIA, like Lex Friedman and Joe Rogan.
Facts. At this point, I've pretty much stopped listening to Rogues altogether.
I think Rogues is CIA.
I definitely don't.
You don't?
But
you don't think that? Let's play this out though. You don't think the CIA has like a use or value for someone who the biggest show in the world, but 100%. Forget the biggest before.
Well, how about this one? The podcast I'm listening to right now, I shouldn't say I'm completely done listening. There's a few if I like the person. He has Mike Baker on, who is a ex-CIA operator, and he's like,
there's no ex.
With them. That's literally what he says. You're in forever. There's always a job for you. You can always be working something. And it's like, fuck, I'd send him in to work the Joe Rogan angle, throw a couple bugs in there. You never know what you're going to get.
Absolutely, bro. And dude, think about Joe Rogan. You convince him that it's for the greater good. You set him up. And that's the harder part.
See, but
that's the harder part is obviously the CIA would want Rogan, but would Rogan want the CIA?
No, and that's why
you
have
sure?
to psyop Rogan into not knowing he's in the CIA. You make him do all your bidding, but not even know he's in.
That checks out because recently it sounds like he's kind of been doing bidding for a lot of people. It's just
like who?
Like white right wing conservatives.
Come on, brother.
No,
I mean, he's.
You don't think his platform has kind of changed a little bit?
It's definitely not changed. As someone who's
you're a big time listener.
I can speak on this. I forget how many episodes. It was like 300 episodes shy of listening to every single one for a while from the start all the way up. I was working back catalog.
It's that last 300, brother. It's that last 300.
It always is, and it was like It was like an autism thing. It was like once I started, I was like, I have to finish. And it was like, I
remember this is back in the Reno days.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what finally broke, but I was like, okay, like stop. Like
maybe it was a switch in.
No, it definitely wasn't that. It was almost like I couldn't deal with the shitty audio quality. It was. I feel like more.
He was a sellout Spotify once the Spotify deal came. No,
I don't even know about that.
I'm trying to figure out where it fell off for you, Jim.
It was well before. I don't know.
Well, here's my take, just so you hear.
Where it fell off was telling the same story over and over. I would be sitting in the car with people. Like, I'd be sitting in the car with John, and he doesn't listen to all of them by any means. Like, he just, someone interesting's on, or a comedian, and he'd start telling a story, and I would be like nudge him and be like, blah, 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 and finish the whole entire story.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, dude, like, what the fuck? And I was like, it's not even me. It's just him telling literally the same stories. And so I was like, all right, I've heard them all.
Yeah. At a certain point, it's like, so you've never met Joe Rogan before, right? But after listening to so many,
you feel like you know him. Exactly.
Like, he doesn't know you, and he could say that you don't know him. But if you listen to that much long form content of someone, I think you have to. You can't be fake for that long.
Yeah.
You have to start revealing your own thing, unless you're a trained professional CIA operative, and then in which case you.
My thing is, when would he have gotten trained? There's traces of
Well, like you said, it's like covert or whatever. Like,
also,
he doesn't know. He doesn't know he's in. Jim.
Also, I will say the book I'm reading. Fucking goddamn it, Laurel Canyon, Strange Things of Laurel Canyon.
Celebs.
It's all about celebs in the music scene and all about Hollywood and this and that. And so, Budsy Siegel used to have the nightclub out in Hollywood, and he was kind of running all the show a little bit here and there, and he was mob guy, but they think he was definitely CIA.
Is Joe running the show?
Well, turns out that club turned into the comedy club, the comedy store. And so it's like, is it that or the? Yeah, I think it was that. It wasn't the Ice House because yeah. So it turns into the comedy club. There's a CIA
lineage
there. They have a place where Jared Leto owns now on Lookout Mountain. They used that place. It was proven fact, and I know I sound like a fucking nut.
No, you don't.
Every time I bring this up, it's like every time you say CIA,
it's a book. You read
this
it
much.
You're on to something.
You sound crazy.
No, that's what they want, Jim.
I know it.
That's what they want,
exactly.
Jim.
They're psyoping me. But it's literally where they cut the film for the nuclear bomb test. And so it's like, it's all documented. Jared Leto bought the spot now, but Rogan, big comedy store guy, maybe he got
Jim,
a little too
take
deep.
Laurel Canyon. You're saying they're all into the musicians and into Hollywood.
Yeah.
Back in the day, that's the number one form of public influence, like in terms of like pop culture or whatever.
Yeah, I
right?
know where you're going with this.
Right? So now today it's like podcast, social media. So it's like if you were to infiltrate Laurel Canyon back then because of the stars of fucking the music and of Hollywood using them to influence the public, why wouldn't you use Rogan to influence the public? You get 3 hours.
You would. You definitely would. That's the thing.
But why would Rogan is the question.
Now let's go a little deeper. Rogan has had only his one agent the whole time, and his agent found him at an open mic a year into comedy and gets him a gig, which on TV right away.
So you're saying it was early?
That's
it wasn't.
Maybe this.
He was one of the first to do the pods.
Exactly.
Like webcam.
On Justin TV, yeah. I was on webcam, which is now Twitch. And so you get him early, you get him into TV, you think him, hey, this Hollywood life is not so bad. Yeah, exactly. And then now that Rogan's roped into the Hollywood, the TV, he's got was it News Radio and then Hardball, whatever, or it might be either way. You get him in, and now people know who he is. He's a young kid, and you just let him flourish. You say, "Hey, Joe, we got this new media called podcasting. What do you think about hopping on the mic?"
Yeah, and having Ben Shapiro on your podcast 10 times.
But you could say he's had so many other people that are. I would say he's had more left wing than he's had right wing.
I mean, if you can include like comedians as like left-wing people, yeah. But I think in terms of like like people that come on to talk politics,
but do you think
it's way more right-wing? I think from my personal experience, but maybe it's algorithm.
I guess. But do you think that that's because no one else will have him on regular TV? So he goes, "Hey, these guys are bringing up the other side that no one will allow to be heard."
I think that's exactly it. I think that's literally exactly it. So then Joe Rogan goes, I'm going to take all these guys that get deplatformed, regardless of what wing they're on. Like if they're left wing and they get deplatformed, they have nowhere else to go. They could come here. If they're right wing, they have nowhere to go. But the people that get kicked off the platforms the most or that get banned and that type of shit are the people that are typically like right wing, like
but why do you
free speech people, you know?
It's so crazy that free speech is like even like
co-op by that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think we are all for free speech. It's like not freedom of consequences, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
Whenever you want. Obviously, you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. There's fucking rules to this. You can't say the N-word without getting fucking smacked in the face or killed. Rightfully. Some may or may not.
There'll be consequences.
Not killed rightfully, but fucking smacked around. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna pay for what you say. There's no, and so it's like.
And freedom of speech doesn't protect you from consequences.
That's what I mean. Exactly. But yeah, I think it's more like, hey, there's people that for whatever reason they're getting kicked off, and they should be heard.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't see. I think it's more right wing because more
them get kicked off.
Yeah,
right.
Because more social media companies are left wing.
Right.
And so it's like.
So maybe this is how the CIA got him. Maybe they knew that his highest morals or values were like letting people be heard. Right. Mm-hmm. So no matter, and maybe who knows? Maybe the CIA is in Facebook. Maybe they're in Twitter, maybe, you know, and maybe we're taking it too deep, but you never know how deep this could go. You know, maybe they specifically got them kicked off so that he would get them on Rogan.
I could see that, and I mean, I don't want to say I could see that, but
we're on a CIA tangent.
The White House definitely worked with Twitter, so it's like
that's what I'm saying.
At some point, I don't know. Follow the.
If I was the CIA, I'd recruit Rogan. I'll say that much.
Yeah, you would be dumb not to. But again, he's a fucking comedian that gets high, does shrooms, and drunk. That's
how he builds the trust of the American people.
I know, but don't you think that's a little bit of a wild card of a person to... You never know if they're going to slip out of their Joe Rogan character and go back and do whatever. Yeah. But he's also... Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The only way you would get him in is a psyop. You would have to not let him know he's in and fucking think he's doing the right thing, I think. But back to the trip.
Yeah, back to Disneyland.
Yes. So we're
CIA history at Disneyland too. But go ahead,
dude. Ghislaine
Operation Paperclip. Look it up.
At Disneyland, that's the one where they brought fucking Nazis over from. You think that has to do with Walt Disney?
It did. No, Walt Disney helped that happen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he hosted Nazis.
The Nazis.
Hey, I'm just gonna go out there and say it. Hot take: Nazis not chill.
Bunch of goofballs, if you ask me.
A bunch of silly gooses.
Yeah, I think you'd be correct with that.
Hot takes today.
Hot takes. No, but so we go to Disneyland and we get there. That's on Thursday, and we're supposed to be going Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And me and my dad are like, I'm not going
to Disneyland 3 days in a row.
Right. And like we're supposed to go like all day Sunday, drive back home Sunday nights. We're like, fuck that. Like, this is not happening. So we go, and my mom and sister have like season passes. They're there all the time, so they can like come and go as they want. Like we're good to go. But we go and we have to switch. We're like, we'll just switch it to the Thursday. We're here we'll leave early Sunday. We'll just go in and fucking hang out, eat, and then leave. But we go and we're waiting in line, and there's like 3 people ahead of us, all have the same situation. They're just trying to switch days. And now you have to like reserve a day for Disneyland. It's not like you can just go if they have capacity, whatever. So we're watching these 3 people get helped out by this coont of a lady. And she's just the worst. And she's just like not even letting him talk. She's like, nope, like you knew what days you're gonna be here. Like, not happening. And so like we're like, fuck, like we're like debating whether we're not
even try.
Exactly. What are we gonna deal with this bitch? Because it's gonna set me up. Like, I'm not gonna not say something to her. And so as soon as it's like she's like finishing up with someone, another lady opens the window and was like, oh yeah, I can help you right here. I was like, oh God. And she was like the sweetest, nicest lady, helped us out in 2 minutes. And we were literally into Disney. So I was like, fuck, that's a fucking W.
Did you do California Adventure as well?
So we end up, not that day, but we end up going over there. Way better rides at California Adventure.
Totally. I went to Six Flags Magic Mountain. This past weekend
there all the time. I've never gone. What thoughts on it? Worth going?
So worth going for sure. Get the fast pass or the flash pass for sure. We didn't, so we ended up in lines for days. But like the rides, man, they had a wooden ride that reminded me of Grizzly at Great America. Yeah, but like it was so fast and intense, bro. I was expecting Grizzly and I got fucking California Screaming. You know,
that's sick. Yeah, because that's like the kind of roller coasters I like. But we were talking about this at jiu-jitsu today. It was like roller coasters you'll go on. Yeah, you got the elbows tight, baby. Elbows tight. It did feel good to go. 6 a.m. I know we're squirting all along, but I had a trilogy of a day. I went jiu-jitsu, hunting, podcast. That's, if I'm not a little Rogan CIA operative, I don't know who is.
Dude, in the making, dude. I think that's the rule. You got to be a black belt in jiu-jitsu first.
So
they know they can trust you.
Exactly. You know you can keep your composure. But so anyways, we are talking about roller coasters, and I said my line on a roller coaster is it needs to be like a permanent. Like, I'm not going on like a fucking carny festival roller coaster, but like
builds character. But yeah.
But fuck that. You see the people with
you're not a big zipper guy?
No. Dude, I've stopped fitting in the zipper in like 5th grade. Like, they're like, you can't go, like, you have to go by yourself. So like my legs would be like smashed. I was like, I'm not going on by myself. Like, the reason is to go on with somebody and
hold their hand.
It's a shared experience. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a shared
experience. Dude, I screamed so loud on the roller coasters, by the way.
Really?
Like the first one we went on was super intense. It was called Batman.
Not on purpose, just like
out of necessity. Like out of necessity. Like the only way I'll get through this is if I fucking yell, you know?
Is Batman, are you like laying down like at first?
No. We literally only went on 2 rides.
Damn, you definitely got to buy the flash pass. So that Disney does that too. They call it a fast pass.
But you could do that. You could just go and...
Well, they charge you for it now. You used to be able to fucking just scan it, and it's like you can't
come back
use
later.
It. Yeah. But they charge like $10 a day, and it's like, dude, they're making so much fucking money. It's stupid. But anyways, Disneyland was fun. I fucking...
Do you get turkey leg?
What?
You get turkey leg?
No turkey leg. I'm more of a clam chowder and a bread bowl, smash as many churros in a day kind of guy.
Oh, hell yeah. Big churro advocate over here.
Oh, dude, churros are the best. San Jose Giants churros. I have that guy's playing card. It's literally the GOAT. Oh, yeah, he got it on the back of the phone.
He's got it all, dude. A hat, keys. He's got it all, bro.
The best.
Best mascot in sports, low-key.
The churro.
San Jose,
Gigante
the San Jose
is the
churros?
mascot, but the San Jose churro. Yeah, when they break out the churro. But I will say I had one big W at Disneyland. So it's Friday night, like 7 p.m. and it's getting cold. It was like kind of stormy down there. I'm sure you guys drove through it, went through it a little bit. And so it didn't rain, but it was like definitely not
hoodie weather.
Yeah, it's hoodie weather, not get wet weather. And so they have one ride at California Adventure, which is like the Grizzly, but it's a raft ride where you're kind of, and there's a huge liability to get wet. And so I'm like the only one. There's probably 20 of us around. And I'm like, I'm going on with or without you guys. Like, this is like my favorite ride.
Okay.
Fuck it, I don't care. I'm going. So I'm like starting to recruit, and I now have to like, my cousin's kids are like in high school, like first year in college. So I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, all right, like you're going, and they're like, nah, like I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And they're just being pussies. And so I go up to my one girl cousin, actually lives in San Diego now. And she's kind of the ringleader for that side of the family. She's, I think, 21, just turned 21. And
can you do some for me?
Jeez, man, that's my cousin.
Whoa.
But anyways, I'm like, go on this ride. And she's like, and got her makeup done, got ear warmers on. And she's like, if you asked me 2 hours ago, I would have. And then I'm like, come on, like, stop being a bitch. And she's like, if you buy me a drink. And I'm like, one drink? Like, you dumbass. Like, you should have asked for 2 or 3. Like, I was like, okay, perfect. Sounds good. So she says yes. And then all of a sudden, like, all of the little cousins start going, like, I'm in. So we end up getting like 14 people. So it went from just me to 14 people. Got fucking soaking wet.
Hell yeah.
But, I mean...
Had to rally them, though. It starts with one.
That's what I mean. It was a bonding experience to the family. We're not a super close family, so I was like, all right, this is a good bonding moment. But yeah, no, it was fun as fuck. But ended up sneaking some substances in.
Little flask? Yeah.
No. Oh, I did. I just had a Faderade on the way to the park.
A little bit of medicine? You brought a little medicine in?
Jameson and orange Gatorade. A hell of a combo.
Whoa.
Not even joking. I was like just sipping it and like was completely fine. It was the best Faderade I'd had since like high school.
People sleep on Gatorade as like a mixed drink.
Yeah, well, everything sinks to the bottom, so you got to like give it a shake before you drink. But yeah, no, it's
I have
good.
a classic Faderade story.
Let's hear it.
Fresh senior year of high school, going into our first dance of the year, Reg dance.
Always.
Couple Faderades deep at this point. I'm walking up to the dance with my Faderade in hand.
So dumb. This is the quarterback of the football team thinking he's not going to get popped. I'm too cool. I'm Gallegos' boy. Nothing's
so
Gallegos
is there. I, of course, have to play it cool. I have to go say hi. I can't just walk by him because I would always say hi.
Exactly.
Faderade in hand. I'm fucking, my breath probably smells. I shake his hand. I take a sip out of it while I'm talking to him, just to prove that
this guy's not bold enough to drink a Faderade in front of my face.
Exactly. So that's a classic story. And then they did find out I was drunk, but they didn't do anything. So
you were right.
They found out later, I guess. But did they know or did they just assume?
I think they just assumed.
Speaking of knowing or assuming, I have a kind of embarrassing story.
Let's hear it.
So I've been reffing, right?
Oof.
So I'm reffing a soccer game. Lights go off. It's time to like close down shop. I'm like, all right, let me go use the bathroom real quick. The lights go off, everything. Like, it's dark out there. I go to use the bathroom, locked.
Like locked from the inside?
Like locked, like
oh, you can't
I can't get in. And it's borderline emergency time, right? I already pissed my pants just a little bit.
Is it just a piss?
It's just a piss.
Okay.
So I go, it's fucking dark. And I have 2 decisions. I could go piss like a little bit around the corner where no one will see me for sure, or I could piss like right here and I could piss into a drain and be like considerate.
Are you out of school?
Yes.
Oof.
This is bad. This was just bad.
Yeah. Okay. So what did you do?
It's dark. I don't see anyone around, so I'm like, all right, I don't need to take extra steps of precaution. Let me be right to the school here and let me piss down this drain.
That is not
the call.
No,
should have taken the extra 2 seconds.
Extra precaution for becoming a pedophile. Yeah,
there's no children around. Jesus,
it does not matter. It does. Indecent exposure on a public or on a school campus will land you on a list for sure. That's why I was always back at books, and I was like,
I'm not peeing. I'll do anything else but pee.
I'll walk down the neighborhood and I'll pee, and I'd rather pee in someone's front lawn. Just grab the indecent exposure as opposed to being out of school.
Yeah.
At least, yeah. I don't know.
Classic. It was a mistake. That's why I said I'm embarrassed. It was a mistake. So I like to think I was trying to take care of the campus when I did this, but it was just dumb. So I pee in the drain, and fucking guy walks by. He looks, and I fucking.
Was this inside?
No, outdoors, like an outdoor bathroom. Okay. I'm like, it's like near the fucking water fountain, kind of. Yeah. There's like a little drain. I'm like, I could just piss down this drain. We'll be fucking fine. Like, move on. I'm pissing. I see a guy, and I fucking stop pissing, and I fucking take a sip of water, and then I fucking go back to set up the rest of my stuff or like take down. The guy comes over to me. He goes, "Hey man, like, were you peeing over there?" And the guy that saw me, and I go, "Nah." Just gaslight the shit out. Just deny till I die. Just gaslight the shit out. Nah, I think someone else. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Fucking set up my shit. Get out of there. He
didn't say anything else.
That's the end of the story. He said, oh, I'm gonna talk to someone. Yada yada yada. But that's how the story ended, pretty much. Just
oh no, when was that?
like 2 weeks ago or something like that.
See, probably in the clear now.
I think I'm in the clear. But just sketch. I hated that drive home and just like the days leading up after that, knowing that like I did something wrong and that someone saw it, and it felt like a fucking kid again, you know?
Exactly. Could be not anticipating a phone call, but like every phone call that there is, you're like, fuck, is it? Nope. Okay, we're good.
Right. And I'm like, do I act like as if it never happened? And so now I have to get mad when they do accuse me.
Like, what the fuck?
Like,
100% deny.
You know, he's like, dude, am I gonna have to meet up with this guy and fucking get the story straight? So I don't know. It ended up working out, but it was just a scary moment of decisions that I made wrong.
Yeah. No. I
don't lock the bathroom till everyone's gone, though.
That is kind of a dick move. It's like, hey,
and also I peed down the drain. I tried.
You did try your best, but I would have walked around a corner and fucking taken a knee, done
everything you can,
literally taken every extra step.
And that's the lesson.
Yeah, I've gotten not stopped, but I peed off a highway and had a highway patrol come up behind me and be like, everything good? And it was after I was like done peeing, like, yep, yeah, just getting back on the road. Clearly knew what I was doing, but like, I don't know. I feel like that's acceptable. If you're pissing off a highway and it's like your back's turned to traffic, you're doing your best. Emergencies happen. Like, what do you want me to do? Piss myself in the car?
Literally. And like, prove it. And that was kind of my thing. Like, if he had to ask me if I did it, then he didn't see me do it. So therefore,
exactly.
And so same with the cop. It's like,
yeah.
Unless he sees your fucking dick, then he's not gonna fucking charge you. But
yeah, no, that's another fun Disneyland story. So I'm sharing a hotel with mom, dad, 2 sisters.
Can I pause you for a sec? Just because your mom came up here. I heard she's going to be playing in the men's league.
I'm not 100% sure. It's a co-ed league.
And she's a listener. I know she's listening. Shout out.
Her knee's fucked up. She just got an MRI today. Literally fucked her knee up 2 days ago.
Was she getting warmed up? She's trying to get back in shape?
I honestly have no clue. She said it started at her Achilles and then like it was swollen. It honestly looked like a fucking blood clot. I was like, yo, bitch, get this shit checked out. So I'm glad she went and got an MRI. Because I mean, obviously they'll figure out. But she like said the pain started at her Achilles and just kind of like ended up at her knee, and her knee's so swollen right now, like she's like hobbling. So I don't know if
bad knees running the fam, Jim.
It really is. Both my parents have fucked up knees, but I hope she can play because
me too. Secret weapon alert.
She'll put people to shame. I mean, her cardio might not be what it used to.
Walk up the floor, get down to the block.
That's what I told her. Go 3-point to 3-point. That's literally all they need. They just need a woman on the court, like, and if you want to cherry pick on D, fucking cherry pick on D. Like,
that's a classic.
As long as you're not cherry picking on you're good.
Classic. Back in the days when my dad would do their like men's league basketball, they were in a tournament one time, and they had one guy that like didn't play basketball. I would equivocate it to like the Matt Melendrez of our group or something like that. And just every time a shot would go up, he would run out. And he ended up winning. He ended up winning MVP of the tournament because he had like all the points just from runouts.
Going fast break. I hope she'll get to play because she's pretty good still. Still got the shot.
Back to the telly.
I forgot what I was talking about.
Sorry. Your mom's the goat, so. Are you staying in the telly with your mom?
The hotel. Yeah, that's right. So I'm staying in hotel, mom, dad, and 2 sisters. And so I'm like, don't have very much time to sneak away and get mentally prepared for
the day.
For the day. And so I ended up fucking taking like 5 a.m. walks down in the middle of LA, just like Anaheim, just walking all over the place, adding extra steps on the day. Absolutely. You know, getting that herbal life on. And
I love that.
But ended up being able to get it into the park. They have canine dogs walking around now. I'm like, these got to be bomb dogs, right?
Dude, if the dog is there to smell weed, like what if I smoked a blunt in my car?
And so that's
I'm gonna smell like weed.
I ended up coming to that conclusion.
And be like, if they catch you, just be like, yeah, this is from.
Or exactly, just like, oh, I take this on a hike. Like I didn't know, like it just denied. Again, denied till you die is my motto. You can 100%. Ask Matty T. Been living by it,
dude. It's so true.
But so I got it in, and then like the last night, like I would just be like half day, got to go back, take a nap, and so you get mentally prepared after.
Wait, so was the hotel in the park?
No, it's like a half-mile walk.
Gotcha.
Which is shitty. But then last day I was like, fuck it, I'm just But I was always like walking with my parents. I was like, this is not the time to get popped. So I'd have to like go back, nap, and then it was like, okay, time to see if I can
get this in by myself.
Exactly. Yep. And I was. So yeah, last night was by far the best. And then I'll save it for off. I got another one, but probably not the best to say on here.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So then last thing, what are you getting into tonight? We got the alumni game and Blackout Wednesday, whatever you want to call it. What's on the table?
I'm not too keen to blacking out. Only did it one time my whole life. That's a story for another pod. That's we can tell. Yeah. But yeah, alumni game tonight. Tradition. Gonna see Derek Sorensen. Gonna see Kenny. Gonna see Rob. Gonna see
all the boys are going. Do you guys have a group text going about?
We got a little group text going. Yeah, just the three of us. But yeah, it's gonna be good. Problem is they don't have a JV game going anymore. So
why not?
Because we beat their ass. Because the old guys don't show up anymore. So it's all youngsters. But now there's like 15 of us trying to play in this one alumni game. I'm probably just gonna fucking play the whole first half and leave, or something. Yeah,
that's not a bad idea. What's the predicted stat line for you tonight? We got
not so hot, to be honest. I haven't played basketball in months because I hurt my back. Been trying to work myself back up for this day. I predict 5 3-point attempts.
Ooh, okay.
And 2 makes.
I like that. That's maybe
not 6. Bad numbers,
40%.
2 for 6. Yeah, 2 for 5, 2 for 6. I'm gonna let him fly tonight, and I'm definitely gonna play like a spot up shooter / like weak defender. Like I'm not gonna guard the best guy at all, or anyone who's big and strong. I'm not guarding. I'll guard a guard, or I'll let them go by me if anything. I'm not gonna hurt myself out there.
Good, smart man.
And then Goosetown, we'll let it rip. Hopefully they got karaoke going.
Oh, they better tonight.
I got a piss though. I'm a piss.
No, we're wrapping up right here.
And then draft.
What?
You want to hit a draft?
We can. I don't have anything planned.
Sorry.
Nope, you're good.
Can you tell me your prediction of the alumni game or your favorite alumni game memory?
I'll rip through right here. Favorite alumni game memory? That I don't really have. I don't even know.
When Meekers came back to coach?
I don't know. I don't know about that one. Alumni games are always weird because you're playing. We used to have the rule where you had to be 4 years out in order to play in baseball. So it was like you weren't playing against anybody that you went to high school with, because it was like just turned into a game of grab ass, and you're out there with your fucking friends. One of them's trying to take it serious, the other's fucking around with you. But the alumni games were always fun because it was like the first game of the year where it's like, okay, we're in uniforms, we're doing our walkout or our running out to our music for the year. Like this is the first real go of things, and yeah, they were always fun though. I don't know. I don't really have a specific memory, but I always remember my numbers being decent in the alumni game just because I felt like I couldn't play my physical. You know what I mean, you're not trying to. Not that I was trying to hurt people.
No,
in the regular
we know
game,
your history.
Exactly. So I feel like I would play looser during the alumni games, and then I don't know. It's always nice. It's like a tune-up game. It's like playing Appalachian State. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, unless you're Michigan in 2000 whatever.
Whoops. No, but if you're Paul Crew, Appalachian State's a tune-up game. What's your favorite alumni game memory?
I thought it was pretty sweet when it was Boogie's senior year and all the Meeker brothers played, and good. Coach came back to coach us. Yeah. That was pretty sick. But then also when I was freshman, sophomore, we beat the old alumni. Which doesn't happen often, I heard, and we beat them both years, so that was pretty swag. But
yeah, we
put up 15, I think, last year, maybe 2 years ago. I forgot what it was, but I had a pretty good game one of these years.
We love that. Yeah, the alumni game was usually the game where I score the most points of my season, and then our other big man stops passing to me. So
is that me?
No, no. You didn't even remember. That's just for the record. Josh
disrespectful, I know.
Josh didn't remember that me and him shared the hardwood together for a half season.
Probably because I didn't play when you were on the team.
That's true. Me getting hurt did open up a lot of doors. Yeah, I don't know if you had a draft in mind. I don't know, or we could call it here. We got an ad read to do for old Manscaped.
Let's just do greatest athletes.
Greatest athletes. Okay.
Just athlete.
All right. I'll scoot this bitch closer.
Is that the sound effects?
Yeah. If we don't have headphones, we won't hear it, but I'll make sure it's in there. All right, greatest athletes to athletes. And I'll let you start this one off.
Yeah, this is not most accomplished athletes.
Right, just greatest athletes. And
a little criteria, just making it quick, is just like, hey, we need someone to play a sport for money for you. Like, you have to put up 10 grand, and this person has to do a sport.
Okay.
Not going to tell you what it is.
Right. Yeah.
But they have to do a sport.
Right.
Something like that.
All right. Yeah. Hit it.
All right, cool.
Hit the tones.
First pick. Bo Jackson.
Wow.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he was an all-star in baseball. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think he was an all-star in baseball, all-star in
Pro bowler.
Pro bowler in football.
Can shoot a bow with his feet now.
Yeah,
his shoulders are so fucked up. He learned how to pull a bow back with his legs.
Yeah.
And it shoots like that with perfect accuracy.
Exactly. I think he'd be great at the random shit. I think he'd beat your ass at ping pong probably. But he also is just like pound for pound, strength, speed,
and the mental
agility,
He's
mental
the guy
focus.
That's gonna fucking put it on too. Like,
oh yeah,
you get some of these newer age guys. They're gonna try and fucking buddy. He's going through you.
No mercy.
Yeah,
no mercy at all.
Bo Jackson. That's
there you go.
Really good pick.
I know you're not prepared, Jim. This is last
I'm not
minute.
prepared, but I
feel
know.
like you got this.
There's we'll let the tones go. There is another two-sport athlete that I feel like you have to pick because you just took your two-sport athlete, and that's going to be the guy who's still coaching. This is primetime, baby, primetime. Dion
ran a 4.2 backwards.
Is that true?
I don't know.
That can't be true.
I think it is.
That's fucking wild.
I think he definitely ran like a 4.4, 4.5 backwards for sure.
Yeah, that's
faster than I ever could sprint.
But yeah, no, fucking, he's the sickest. Ranking his kids, I mean, that's the mentals we're talking about right there. If you can rank your kids, you can run through your best friend, no issues. And again, two-sport athlete,
World Series and the NFL game in the same day, right?
And I don't think he was as good at baseball as Bo might have been, but Still
valuable. That could have been me on your guys' CCS team, dude. Stealing bases. Go on.
Andrew Madrigal was pretty sick.
I could have been getting you water.
You had a better chance of getting me water from the stands, motherfucker. This motherfucker let me die out there.
Oh, man. All right, back to me.
The tones. Wait for the orange to go. And then we go.
And now we're on. And I'm not going to overthink this one. Wilt Chamberlain.
Nice. Wow.
Now, we're talking one of the greatest track athletes of all time collegiately. We're talking about one of the greatest fucking NBA athletes. And this guy can outlift Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime. You hear the stories of Arnold fucking working out with him. He goes in there. Arnold's fucking, and Will's,
you know, it's funny. I just saw the picture of Will Schwarzenegger and Andre the Giant. And it's crazy how much bigger they are than, I mean, Andre the Giant's like Wilt size, but 550 pounds.
Yeah.
So it's like he makes Wilt look small, and then Arnold's like up to their like the middle of their chest, looking up at him. It's like, what the fuck? Shows there's levels.
And like, we're amazed at Wimby, how agile he is, his feet. Like, Wilt was the first, I think. Like, I mean, Bill was a little bit smaller, but like, that first, like,
unicorny fucking
do it all. Yes, exactly.
Did you see, kind of going off this, Jimmy Butler, speaking of old time, he hit a sky hook in a game yesterday, and he takes one dribble, and as he's sky hooking, he yells, "Sky hook!"
No, he doesn't.
And fucking hit it. I was like, damn, he's the sickest. I love Jimmy Butler. He's the
best, dude.
I love Jimmy Butler.
Is he your next pick here?
No, he's not. But I am going to go with another two-sport athlete. This guy was mentioned in Steve Kerr's book quite a bit. A lot of similarities with Steve.
I think I know.
Gave him a black eye.
Uh-huh.
His dad was also shot and murdered. This is going to be Michael Jordan. And he played for the Barons on the White Sox.
Yeah, who's Terry Francona said that if he would have kept playing, he would have been major leaguer, no doubt. No doubt.
That's kind of what the book got into just a tad bit, was like the strike in baseball and how it was like he was going to be he wasn't on the roster because I think the minor leagues went away at the time, or something happened, I forget, or only the minor leagues were there. But he was going to be a reserve guy, and Jordan was pretty much like, I'm not a reserve. And fucking Reinsdorf owned both of them, so he just kind of let them flip-flop between. Side note real quick, how crazy would it have been if Jordan came back for the playoffs that one year? That was
won?
Yeah, I mean, the plan was to him the first year he took off, come back in the playoffs and help carry the Bulls. I mean, crazy.
Yeah.
Just dumb shit.
You know what they say when he came back? They said, that's not Michael Jordan over there. That's number 45, Michael Jordan. Wow. That's not the same guy.
Literally
That's not him. That's not the same guy.
Not the same guy. Neither is the
He
Wizards.
lost the mystique, dude. Horace Grant leading the boys.
Horace Grant, they talked about how big of a pussy he was and how they pretty much bullied him out. It was like he couldn't deal with Jordan's head games. And Steve Kerr, the only guy that stood up to him, was the only guy that had Jordan's respect. I was like, damn, sick.
That is sick.
But MJ...
And I hear Horace is the one that like leaked all the information for all the books. Like Horace is just like the number one guy who's like, I'll sit down and tell you everything.
What do you want to know?
Yeah.
Just such a pussy. But yeah. All right.
Easy pick here.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, you got it. You got it. All right. What you pick?
I mean, easy pick here. I mean, if you're going Michael Jordan, I'll just go with a better athlete than Michael Jordan, LeBron James. Bigger, faster, stronger. Also, all-state football wide receiver.
Oh, Michael Jordan had all the track accomplishments in the world throughout high school. Could have been a professional track guy, so I forgot to include that.
Yeah.
But LeBron and I've kind of
not many guys could play football. I'd say not many NBA guys could play football. Not even Jordan.
I think that's false.
He could have been a receiver. You're right.
I think exactly. He would have
been a stud receiver actually.
As soon as he got bullied one time, he would have done the same. He would have gotten in the weight room and just said, "Fucking never happening again." But yeah, no. LeBron was going to be my 1-1. We kept picking similar guys. So I was like, I got to keep this draft close. You know what I mean? In that aspect. But I always said if like the ESPYs were real, the male athlete of the year would be LeBron James until the end of time. Yeah. He's the greatest athlete that's maybe ever walked the face of the earth. Yeah. He's
body of Karl Malone, game of Michael Jordan. Damn near, you know?
But he doesn't have...
Not quite, but you know what
I
mean.
The mentals, though, for me, are... It's like, I get he does his 0 Braun 30 and he shuts off his Instagram and he's a fucking weirdo about it. But at the same time, him and Draymond are still sucking each other off.
It's just a new era, bro. It's just a new era. That's how they do it.
Yeah, but I don't
You know what KD says? He says,
he might...
People play harder against their friends. That's what he says.
KD, if I didn't see his baseball swing, might have made my list. It's the worst thing I've ever fucking seen. And that's really, honestly, baseball swing will tell you a lot you need to know about an athlete. Because it's like, I feel like an athlete can look at something and replicate it, right? It's all about the replication. You might not make contact, but... You should be able to go out there and make it look decent.
And Katie's like, do I just keep my arms out the whole time? Or do I bring it in? You don't know.
A fool. All right.
This is where it's getting there. Now it's getting to the craziness.
And I feel like football players are where a lot of your good athletes are coming from.
I was going to say, this is going to come back to like what sport has the best athletes is kind of like what's going to reveal.
And I think it's football. And with that being said, I'm going to go with one more football player, and this is going to be Chad Ochocinco.
Whoa. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, but he's...
Soccer guy.
He's... I mean, obviously played in the league forever, but he's maintained it too. That's the thing. I feel like with athletes, a lot of them not fall off, but like once they're done with their sport, it's like done. His seems like a lot of it's God given. He's fucking eating McDonald's every day. Doesn't give a fuck, and just still got it. Like you see him every year. There's something happens in an NFL team where they like need a guy, and he's like, "Let me come try out. Let me try out."
Him and T.O. We're ready.
He was the other one might have made my list because again, God given. They're both just fucking crazy athletes. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Ochocinco.
Good pick.
But now I'm really running out of steam here.
You are. Yeah.
There it is for you.
You inspired this pick, so I'll let my bells go.
You're good.
You inspired this pick here, Jim. So I'm gonna go out with another NFL receiver who played high school basketball with white chocolate.
Ooh,
Randy Moss.
Damn.
Yeah. Rand University, dude.
That's kind of sick.
He was a sick baseball player from everything I hear. He was obviously a sick fucking basketball player, and the football speaks for itself. I feel like when he was in the NFL, especially young Randy, best athlete in the NFL by far.
And how many people have a verb after their name? You got Mossed.
It's him and Odell. That's it.
Him jumping over a guy and snatching a ball from you.
Most athletic thing you could do.
Literally the most athletic thing you can do is jump up, catch a ball while a guy is defending you and snatch it from him. It takes about everything you can do.
And back in the day, they used to have the game that they would play growing up, which is like a mix of like football and rugby, where you could do anything. Like you always can throw it. You always can like lateral it. It's like a backyard bullshit. It's like backyard bullshit football that they used to play. But I guess he was just the GOAT, like just absolutely the GOAT of it. So
love that.
That's what I got.
Now this next pick, it's definitely gonna lose me the draft.
Okay,
but
you're going John Daly, aren't you?
I can't even do it.
You're going John Daly.
I can't. Fuck.
You're stuck. You want some suggests?
No, I feel bad taking suggestions.
Well, they're not going to be my picks, right?
That's what I mean. No, because I don't want. That means just they're not good enough. Now, fuck.
Damn.
I have a few, but I'm like, fuck it. Bruce Jenner.
Bruce Jenner.
The
triathlete or decathlete.
Now, if there's something that really encompasses everything at an Olympic level, that's the decathlon. And while Caitlin might have taken a left turn, she was calling people retards on Twitter the other day. It was fucking hysterical.
Some people love that. Yeah,
it was the funniest thing. It's a shit show. Whatever's going on is a shit show.
This is the second time that they've been picked.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, first time Bruce has been picked, but
first time Bruce has been picked.
Caitlin got picked.
Call me Kate got picked a few months ago.
I think you got a little crush. I think you got a thing for her, man.
I got a girl crush. No, but a hell of an athlete. I mean, I don't know much else to say. A local hero at once upon a time.
Yep, great golfer.
Great golfer. Still can talk shit with the best of them.
Probably in great shape.
Great tennis player. Actually, like, really agile sounds like a pause word to say right now. Pause to agile. But
is she flexible? Is that where you're going next?
I don't want to tell you. But yeah, so Brucey is going to be my pick.
Nice.
Like I said, I just lost me the draft, but
okay.
There it is.
You inspired me again. I'm gonna go with the tennis player.
Wow.
I was gonna go Steph. Because he's a great golfer, but I'm going to go with the tennis player. I'm going to go Roger Federer. I heard he's just the GOAT he's just a GOAT athlete. Like, put him in soccer, put him in hockey, put him in lacrosse, like ping pong, whatever. He's the sickest. That's what I heard. So I'm going to go ahead and roll with that. And I need to diversify my athleticism.
That's what I was doing.
There's different types of athletes out there, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. And
beer pong, I'm sure he'd kill it.
Oh. How could you not?
Wilt would just go like this.
Drop it in. Have you seen the pictures of MJ playing BP back in the day? He's total elbows all over the table.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
You're 6'6".
Yeah.
You dick.
The dick. That's a good pick. I like Federer's sick. I feel like tennis players don't get enough love on how athletic they have to be. They're moving side to side all day. Tennis matches last hours and hours. It's
focus, all of it. The mental. Yeah.
There's a good documentary out on Netflix. It's an Untold. I think it's Marty Fish, but he's a tennis player. But basically, how he couldn't keep the mentals of playing tennis. He was like fucked up. But he plays in the Tahoe Open every year. Hell of a golfer now.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But yeah, no, tennis players are very...
you take those guys who are head cases but super talented, and then you put them in a no-stakes situation, they're going to be the fucking best player you've ever seen.
Yeah. That's, I mean...
KD at Rucker Park. Perfect example. You're a fucking head case, fucked. But if you put him against a bunch of fucking scrubs with no pressure, he's going to fucking drop 66.
Exactly. Every time. I love that.
Was that my last pick?
That was your last pick. Now I'm trying
not to take the one I said.
No.
Okay.
I feel like hockey players don't get enough love.
And who's the best athlete? It's got to be the that Connor kid, right?
Connor Bedard. He's been all right this year. He's got a couple.
No, the McBride.
Connor McDavid.
Or David.
Connor McDavid. Is sick. He is. They call him McJesus. I mean, there hasn't been someone like that since Gretzky. That's where I'm going with this. And so I was debating between like OV, who has the potential to pass Wayne Gretzky's records, or you can take Wayne Gretzky, who could never if it scored a goal ever in his career and still hold the points record all time. Crazy. So my final pick will be Wayne fucking Gretzky.
Good call. I heard his speed really was the difference. Like, no one could catch up with him. He was the fastest guy on the ice.
And he's a guy, and hockey players, best hand-eye out of any sport, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I like the way they can tip pucks coming in is and like redirect them where they want to go is crazy. I've been going to a lot of Sharks games. They're terrible, but fun to watch.
Cheap tickets. Yeah.
Yeah. I was watching NHL Network this past week, and Wayne Gretzky was telling a story about Hockey Hall of Fame. He's like, I can't go there without wearing a hat and glasses. Like, I'll get mobbed, obviously. Mm-hmm. So he goes, he puts on these big glasses and a hat, and his son was younger at the time. And there's like a interactive like shooting game that you can play. And so his son's like, Dad, I want to do that. So he steps up, and his son goes like 4 for 5 or whatever. And so Wayne's like, oh, I bet I can beat you. So he steps up, goes 0 for 5, and just like doesn't score. And granted, like, the game's made for kids. It's a small state, like all this stuff. And so the worker for the machine the game comes up and goes, hey, sir, if you hold your bottom hand a little bit lower, you might have more control on the puck. Yeah. And he takes his hat and glasses off, and the kid like about shit himself. That's so good.
That's the best.
The best. But yeah, Wayne Gretzky. There's not been a guy take over, dominate a sport like that since, I don't think.
He might be the most dominant athlete ever.
Yeah, definitely.
Him and Don Hudson.
I don't know who Don Hudson is. That Doc Hudson?
Nah, he was like the Will Chamberlain of NFL receivers. Like back in the 50s or 40s just even. Huge. Not even huge, just fucking good. Like points. Yeah, just like put records up that only Rice touched, pretty much. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, damn, that ended up not being as bad as I thought.
Yeah, we got through it.
The Bruce pick's gonna come back to haunt me.
Yeah, we kept it vague though. I like it. No, that'll get you a lot of votes for the people that know.
I don't know. My followers aren't really the biggest Bruce fans.
No.
No. But that's it. Thanks for doing this with us, y'all. Until next time.
Peace.
Adios.